I am count. Screw it. We don't need a countdown.
Yeah, we need to go live though.
Yeah, I did.
So that's scheduled.
You're scheduled.
I am.
Mine says end broadcast. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Sean Crummell, creator of Smacked in the Head, the animated series comic, hopefully crowdfunding soon, and host of Random Back Issue Comics on this very YouTube channel. What once used to be a weekly phone call between friends is now mostly a weekly, hour-long. I need a couple of commas in there.
Yeah, you do.
Is now mostly weekly, hour-long live stream about whatever we've seen during the week. And you are...
Whoop whoop tonight.
Whoop whoop. All right then.
And I'm drinking.
How's it going?
I'm drinking.
What are you drinking? Apple juice?
Yingling.
Hard cider?
Mm-mm. Yingling lager.
Looks invisible. I don't believe you. Doesn't exist. Oh, well, that part does. That part doesn't.
Nothing above. But I can hide behind it.
Yeah, it worked better when it was closer to the camera. There you go. Yeah. Nice.
Anyways.
How
was your week?
The stuff they have me on lately is soul sucking. I think that is the correct term.
Possibly. That's what usually a job entails.
Yeah, this is a lot worse.
They're always a lot worse. I mean, you could be digging a ditch outside in the...
That's the only consolation.
Yeah.
But at this point, that would be preferable.
Yeah.
He-Man.
Which one?
Masters.
Yes.
The movie.
Yes, from 86.
The one in the thumbnail. Let's just get to it. What do you like it? Yeah,
it was fun. I liked it. It was fun. I mean, later on, watching it like now, you see the actors on what they've done. Like you got Courtney Cox with Friends and all these other movies, 3,000 Miles to Graceland, blah blah blah. And then you got Tom Paris, who hasn't really done much out of acting because he got
Star Trek.
Well, he did Star Trek, but after that, he wanted to do more directing and producing.
Oh,
he got
that explains it.
Yeah, that's why you don't really see him. He did a lot of Enterprise, directing that, and he did a lot of Chuck.
I saw a picture.
I followed him lately.
I saw a picture on like IMDb, and he got pudgy, and I didn't recognize him.
Yeah, he got pudgy a long time ago. Him and Harry Kim were starting to get pudgy during, I believe, the fourth or fifth season of Voyager.
Yeah.
And And Braga started making fun of him, calling him
Porker.
Fat men in space.
Oinker.
Yeah, stuff like that. So they were like, all right, we'll lose some weight.
Yeah.
That was funny.
That's good.
Yeah. But after that, they just let themselves go.
Yeah. Well, you're rich. What else? What do you got to lose?
Yeah.
Besides weight.
And by rich, you just mean they don't have to worry about paycheck to paycheck. Because that's rich to me. If you don't have to worry about your paycheck to paycheck or about bills, then you're rich.
Yeah, true. Well, you can. I was gonna clean my screen actually. You can have savings and not have to do paycheck to paycheck, I guess. I don't know.
Right. But if you don't have to, that's what I mean. If you don't have to worry about how you're paying your bills the next month, then you're rich.
True.
That's just my opinion. I mean,
comfortably.
That's how I see it.
Comfortably settled.
Right.
So, Masters of the Universe.
Masters of the Universe, yes. So watching it now, it's a little bit different than watching it. I mean, I remember watching it at 86 and going, "Oh, that's the Rocky bad guy."
Yes, that was my biggest problem with it. I think as a kid.
I know because
I was like, I'm supposed to like him now.
He was such a bad guy. Yeah.
Yeah, Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah.
Lundgren.
Sure. I like
Blonde,
him.
blonde guy.
I've seen him in a few other movies, and he's just one of those muscle action stars from the 80s.
Indeed. Wasn't he the Punisher?
Mm-hmm. The first Punisher. Excellent
Yeah.
Punisher. Just wish they would have used the skull other than on his knife.
I have no memory of that movie.
There was no skull. It was badass. I remember that. I remember like recreating it in my backyard by myself, one-man show.
Okay. Tonight only.
Yeah, you know,
The 9 o'clock show is completely different than the 7 o'clock show.
I would act out the whole movie in my backyard.
Oh, nice, nerd.
I know.
Yeah, as a kid, I saw this once, and then I've seen like bits of it ever since. I've never gone back and watched it all the way through again, because I did not get why the bad guy from Rocky was a good guy now, and I did not understand why they went to Earth as a kid. I was like, this looks nothing like He-Man.
I know. It's that old line. We've got to tie it into something so people can recognize it, so people can relate to it.
Maybe.
And I fucking hate that, because you don't need that half the time. You can make them relate to it with the way, through feelings, through storytelling. You don't need to have Earth or humans or anything like that. You should be able to do it through the story.
I feel like it was probably a budget thing.
Oh yeah, I read all the behind the scenes on this thing, and this was a fucking train wreck.
Yeah.
From start to finish, it was a fucking train wreck.
Yeah. So as an adult, I dig it. I kind of dig the movie a lot.
Well, of course, now you see it. It's like, it's actually not that bad. It's still a fucking train wreck, but
yeah. And all the Eternia parts are the best parts.
Right, exactly.
But I like the monsters.
I didn't care for Grayskull. Grayskull looked
fucking.
I don't know. Kind of
everything looks crazy. So whatever.
I feel like it was very heavily influenced by Neverending Story. The end of that movie, like with their crystal palaces and all that shit.
Yeah. Skeletor's throne looks like the sail barge. It still does.
Yeah. But it was epic.
Yeah, it's good.
I don't know, but it wasn't the He-Man we saw as the cartoon. We didn't see Adam turn into He-Man. You didn't have any of that stuff.
Completely fine with that.
I am.
I like it as just a space barbarian.
As a kid, I wanted to see the magic in it.
Sure.
I wanted Orko. I wanted my characters when I was a kid to be in that movie, and they weren't there.
Mm-hmm.
And that came all down to budget and bullshit.
This is that theory that we complain about the crap movies they make now, but they've always been changing crap in movies.
Oh yeah, exactly.
So it's never looked the same. It's just now they're like, let's just assassinate the characters on top of changing everything.
Yeah. Now, because they put Hasbro put restrictions on He-Man, like he couldn't kill anybody. He couldn't do
Mattel.
Something else. Yeah, Mattel, whoever. So it was like, okay, so it can't be shown. So the bad guys are robots.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Or at least their armor has some kind of electronics built into them is how I reason it.
Well, yeah, it's like a mech suit or some shit.
Sure. Power armor. I like those guys' armor too.
Yeah, they look really good. They were very. It was kind of like Star Wars and a couple other films, but they changed it to where it wasn't static. It actually reminded me more of like Hordak's crew than Skeletor's crew. Hordak is the one that had all the armies, and he was more of a general type. Skeletor was just like the evil master who had all these henchmen, not mostly an army, just like. And some of the henchmen were cool. Beastman was wicked looking.
I still am shocked that that's Beastman, because every time I look at him, I'm like, he looks like Grizzlor.
Exactly. That's who you would think it was, but it was Beastman.
And I like the lizard guy, and they kill him.
Yeah. Some of them, but there's only like I think two or three of Skeletor's crew from the cartoon. put into the movie. The other ones were created for the movie.
Mm-hmm. Which I never understood. That's like Ninja Turtles doing Toka and Razor instead of Bebop and Rocksteady.
Yeah.
Like, why?
Do the things that you're gonna like. I don't know. It's the move. That movie still did. Turtles 2 still did fucking great, but it probably would have done even better if they had Rocksteady and Bebop in it.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly could have like changed the way 3 went. If people consider it existing or not, I don't know.
I have the DVD. It's over there. It exists.
I like it. I saw what they were trying to do with it. Like they made scenes where it was like they tried to set it up to do like another one or something, a spin-off of somehow where the turtles went back even further into feudal Japan.
Would have been even better if they brought Usagi Yojimbo into it.
Oh, speaking of Usagi, did you see the Netflix trailer?
There's a show or what?
It's a show. It's set in like the 31st century. And it's the descendants. Actually, Stan Takai. It's based off of Space Usagi.
Mm-hmm.
That Stan did back in the 90s when he tried to get the first cartoon off.
Mm-hmm.
And but now they're doing this one. And Stan has final say in everything, and he's been along the whole step of the way.
Well, maybe it'll be better then.
Yep,
but you say Netflix in any property in the same sentence now, and I'm like,
but see, that's not it, and that's what I did. But I kept reading the article, and it got to the point where it said Stan has final say on the character designs and story aspect. And I was like, okay, but it's like Usagi's descendants. It's that was the one thing I didn't really get though. It's like it's the characters from the Usagi from the first, like the comic, but it's like you got Jin, who's the rhino, and then you got all the same characters. They're supposed to be their descendants, so it's like a little odd. It makes no sense to me. Like, and they all look like the original characters, so it's just basically those characters in a different setting.
Well, is it going to be that one, Space Usagi?
That would be amazing.
I heard today somewhere someone talking about them doing a live action Netflix Avatar, The Last Airbender. And I think they're putting it in modern day. And I'm like, just stop. Just stop.
Okay, so when that first got talked about a couple of years ago, the original creators of Airbender that put it on Nickelodeon were doing it. They were involved, and they were doing it like basically shot for shot, just turning it into live action.
Yeah, which is a waste of time and money, in my opinion.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like turning a comic book into animation. If you go shot for shot, like
just go read the comic. Just go watch the cartoon.
If you don't extend the fight scenes and make them cooler or do anything, if you go shot for shot as a storyboard or some shit and just put flowing animation to it, that's a waste of my fucking time. Forgot where we were.
Sorry.
Avatar. So the creators, something happened a year and a half ago. They left. They're like, this is not the vision we saw. They will not listen to us. They're going to do whatever they want. So we're out. We're going to do
Netflix.
So apparently they just went and they're going to do their own thing. They're going to do their own new Avatar and do it the way they want to do it. So I don't know what this Netflix thing that is coming out, if it's even ever going to come out, because it'll probably end up in litigation. Because the creators are doing their own Avatar thing that's going to come out on a different service.
Weird.
Yeah. So who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows who has what rights?
The Shadow knows.
Oh man, The Shadow would be amazing. I like that movie with Alec Baldwin.
I have it. It's over there. Wait. Yeah,
you have
probably down there. No, I don't. And that's the problem.
Awesome. So He-Man, yeah. Good. You like it? It's so fucking cheesy.
I dig it. It's amusing, and I like the their version of the characters. I accidentally jumped in the chapters on the DVD, and I noticed that they just reverse the shots.
That's amazing.
Yeah, 2 separate times.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. Like I said, the whole movie was a fucking train wreck in post-production.
It's it feels very low budget, and I wish it had more.
Yeah.
Well, even the soundtrack sounds like knockoff hero music. I'm like, why didn't they just use the theme song?
Exactly. Why didn't they do any of it?
Yeah. Skeletor is weird, but I like him. Frank Langella and his putty mask looking thing. What are you doing?
Hold on. Damn it.
Yeah.
Yep. Hold on.
All right then.
I'll share my screen in a second.
Okay. What are you looking for? Little Black Medical Book.
There's that samurai rabbit.
Juggling. Samurai who?
Wow. There you go. Did that work?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the Netflix Usagi thing.
What? You messed up. There you go.
That's the Usagi. It's Samurai Rabbit Usagi Chronicles. That's Usagi, I take it.
I don't like it.
The only problem I really have with it, I'll stop sharing. Hold on. Stop screen. Is that it's that wood chopped, like the Star Wars Rebels animation, computer animation. Their hair looks like wood. I'm sure it's gotten better. I haven't really given any of it that kind of animation a chance since that Star Wars, the Clone Wars. That's the damn name of that show.
It's hard to tell what it's going to look like if that's the only character you see, though.
I did come across an article. They showed me the character designs for all the other ones. They look good. They're very true to the original.
Angular.
Yeah, and they're true to the I wouldn't say to the artwork. There you go. You're better at it than I am.
I just found a bigger picture. Well, the furries will love it.
Yeah. And I hope it's good. I do want to check it out, and I really do hope it's good because I've always loved Usagi. That shit is just, it's like Bone. It's just heartwarming.
I think it's better.
It's way better than Bone. And it's way more heartwarming, and it's continuing on. It still goes on. I try to pick up an issue here and there whenever I see a new issue out. It's so fucking good. And I'm never disappointed when I read an issue. Even if I pick up the middle of a fucking story that I don't have the first one or it's the middle of the story. I'll pick it up, read it. It's still fucking good. Even if I don't understand truly what the object of the story is.
Yeah. I was buying trades for a little while, and then eventually they came out with a box set that was stupid expensive, and Andrea surprised me with it one day. It's like 2 like hardcover books. It's like that. It comes in a slipcase. I've read all of the first one and none of the second one. It took a while to get through.
Yeah, they're good. I like it. They're good stories. They're just good.
Individual little adventures.
Even the ones that are where it's continuing on, it's still good. Even if the stories are like nothing major happens in them, it's like I don't know. You still come away feeling like it's a good story. I was at that Senso
Senso was good.
Fucking amazing.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The way he said, okay, this is the end of Usagi, this is how it ends.
Yeah, but
It's the future, but it's like we still have to get there, basically, Stan says. Like, so
well, even at the end of it, they're like, "Is that really how it happened?" And he's like, "Yeah, I could have.
Could have happened that way.
He
I know,
could
still
have
great.
fought aliens from
In a giant Usagi mech.
yeah, sucking mech from War of the Worlds. It could have been like that.
It really could have been. You never know.
Ooh, show me that one. That one.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Stuff. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I liked it. That one was a lot of fun.
It really was. See, even when they do the crazy, stupid stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then he did a couple of Space Usagi, like one-offs, a couple of times. Within the last, like, 3 or 4 years.
Oh,
Good
yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't even looked into that. Yeah, fun.
Yeah. No, so I actually watched quite a few movies. Or maybe 3 this week.
I watched like 2.
I watched F9.
Yeah, Space Cars.
Fucking amazing, man. I mean, okay, so they go from stealing tube TVs and VCRs to fucking space.
I only saw the first one.
There's a few I'm missing that I didn't see. The later ones. I saw the Hobbs and Shaw movie, which was really good too.
Mm-hmm.
It was a couple before that. I don't think I saw. And they do talk a lot about their later movies in this one, so I was like, I don't understand what the fuck's going on.
I thought you're gonna say they talk a lot about their family and
oh god, yes, too much.
so much that it's a stupid meme for like weeks. And I'm like, I swear to God, if I see Vin Diesel's face one more time,
they live and die. It's all good. There was a couple parts in the movie where they're like, it's like they almost realize they're in a movie. They get really close to like breaking the fourth wall.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of the things, like, not a scratch on me. I had 14 people shooting me, and I just killed them all. And my jacket's full of bullet holes, but I'm not dead. Why? And it was funny the first time. Yeah, it's funny the first time, but then they kept pushing it, and they never really gave an answer. And it's like, well, you pushed it. Now I really want to know: are they like superhuman? Do they have? Or they? I don't know.
Should have been a one-off joke.
Exactly, but they didn't. And there was a lot of Star Wars references. And then they kept pushing those references also. It's like, okay, you should have stopped right there. Then you did like 5 more in a row. It wasn't like 10 minutes or 20 minutes later. It was like the next scene, you made more fucking Star Wars references. Like the one-off is fine. When you just make the one joke about it, yeah, you get the laugh and you move on. But when you sit there and needle it to death, kind of.
I forget what I was gonna say.
Sorry.
Nah.
But it's a really fun movie. I like the magnets. The physics for the magnets in the movie was fucking weird.
I don't know what a magnet is.
Magnet.
Okay.
They turned their car into a Magneto.
Oh, okay.
Magnet. Does that help? Sorry.
Yeah, saying it louder and in broken parts always helps. You should try it on people that don't speak English. I hear it really bridges the language barrier.
Yeah, and you gotta like scream it at them.
Yeah. And everyone that keeps saying Jurassic Park crossover with Fast and the Furious, and they're like, it's so great. And I'm like, how sad is it that our movies are in such a crap state that Raptors driving cars sounds really good to you now?
Well, I mean, that does sound really good to me.
Exactly.
I mean, give me the reason. Why is the Raptor driving the car? I mean, if you can give that to me, if you can sell that, I'm all down for it.
I think we're at the point where the common person doesn't even need that explanation.
Oh no, they don't.
They're so starved for entertainment that they're just like, Raptors driving cars, yeah.
I mean, if you do a crossover, it's like, okay, are you racing the dinosaurs?
Mm.
Are you like, do they get cars or are they just running?
The Raptors better be driving or I'll be mad. Bunch of compies like piled up, operating as like a single individual. So you got compies on the floor working the pedals, and compies that form legs, and they're hanging on to the steering wheel. One compy's like.
I mean, if we're going that route, the sequel needs to be the crossover to Mad Max with Jurassic Park.
I guess
that would be like.
But how do the dinosaurs keep up? You go past 30 miles an hour and then you leave the T-Rex in the dust.
They're driving cars at this point.
Okay,
it's the apocalypse.
There you go.
They get monster cars.
They're like, we are the gasoline.
And then it turns into Dino Riders, and then it's just back to the 80s again.
We've never left the 80s. My friend sends me pictures from like Target and stuff. And he's like, here's the most popular toy lines right now. And it's a reissue of old Ninja Turtles. There's G.I. Joe and there's He-Man. He's like, we have not evolved.
Oh, we can't get past what was in the past. Can't get past the past.
Corporations won't innovate anymore.
Well, they do. It's just not as entertaining as what they came up with the first time because they're just trying to reinvent it.
There's an alarming number of poop-themed board games and
oh god, that's been
objects
around.
And toys.
Yeah, that's been around for a long time now.
Yeah, it's grown and it's concerning.
Yeah, poop is everybody poops.
Yeah, but I don't want to play with poop.
Well, they see it like everybody does it. Everybody has bowel movements, so why not make a game of it? You don't have to play it. That's the great part.
We're encouraging people to regress in evolution and become monkeys again.
That's okay. Let them become monkeys. Let them
throw your poop around.
Why not? There's people that are buying it. Then guess what? People are going to make money off of it.
Mm-hmm. People are stupid. Like horribly stupid.
I watched Jungle Cruise also.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
No,
I've seen parts of it.
I was actually it reminded me of the first Pirates in the sense that this was really good. It wasn't your typical like Disney turned into a ride, turned into a movie. It was actually good. Like,
yeah, you liked the puns on the boat? When the little girl's like, Mom, make him stop. That was the only thing I saw that I was like, that's kind of funny because he's like, you can't make me stop.
His puns, he does stop. They're not as, he doesn't, and that's the opening scene. And he's like laying them on thick, like super thick. So when you hear him later on, it's like one or two times. So it's not like a thing that like they didn't push it hard. But the ones he did lay down later on were like, okay, that was actually really good. I'm a fan of puns. I love puns.
Puns are only acceptable if I make them. Anyone else? No.
That reminds me of Biff from
Back to the Future. Oh, no, speaking of Back to the Future, go ahead.
What's his name? Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah.
Friend. He's like, I invented sarcasm. It makes me mad when it's used against me.
From Lamb.
Yeah, that's it, Lamb.
Biff, Jesus' childhood best friend.
Yeah.
He smashes a lizard with a rock, and then Jesus puts him in his mouth, and he comes back to life. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah,
it's a good book.
Great book.
Yeah, the one Andrea got me looks like a freaking Bible.
Yeah, I know.
It's got like gold foil edges and stuff.
It's got the Bible paper. I'm so jealous of that. It's like the actual gospel.
And the some of the bookmark ribbon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Biff, Back to the Future. Is it a Cadillac they have in Masters of the Universe?
Yes.
It makes the DeLorean sound effects as it drives down the street. I was like,
Of course
what?
it does.
Yeah, of course it does.
That's amazing.
Yep. That was a big takeaway for me.
Nice.
Yeah. I watched Amazon Women on the Moon.
Nice. Good one.
Have you seen it?
Yeah. A long time ago, but
Yeah, you might not like it as much now.
yeah.
It has a couple of amusing skits. My favorite one is they do like an old Universal horror movie,
Mhm.
and they have a guy. They do the son of the Invisible Man, and he comes in his bandages. And he goes into the tavern like the old Invisible Man movie. Goes upstairs to his room, and his friend comes in. He's like, "I finally found you." And he's like, "I've injected myself with every chemical known to man, trying to recreate my father's experiment." And he's like, I'm finally successful. And then he starts unwrapping his head, and he takes off the nose, and he's still there. He's still visible. And he's like, "Oh, look at this!" And then he starts like dancing around the room after he takes off his pants, and he's like, "You've never seen a shirt dance before." And then yeah, he strips nude and goes down. He's like, "Let's go have some fun with the locals or whatever." And they're like, "Here comes the Invisible Man." And he's like flipping checkerboards and grabbing someone's dart and doing this and having a... It's so stupid, but it made me laugh. And then the actual, like, because they set it up like you're watching television, and these are just like things you're coming across or whatever. And they have like the late movie. They have a card that comes up, and they're like, "We're going to show the classic 1954 sci-fi movie, Amazon Women on the Moon." And then they do a dopey comedy version of one of those movies.
Mhm.
And it's stupid because they didn't make it black and white. They should have made it black and white, but whatever. Would have looked better. And then like the film keeps breaking, so they keep coming back to the film later on and interrupting it with dumb skits. Yeah.
That's funny.
Pretty much Arsenio Hall getting beaten to death by his apartment was pretty good. He puts a VHS in the VCR, and it shoots it straight back into his face. I was like, I hope that's rubber, because that looks like it hurt.
Probably wasn't.
Yeah. Yeah, those were my two movies, Masters and Amazon Women.
I also watched Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad or The Suicide Squad?
The Suicide Squad.
Oh, yeah.
And it was very enjoyable.
Okay.
And in the best rendition of Harley in a long time.
I've heard that.
A lot of the
Animated.
No, a little bit, but more from like the Arkham games.
Okay.
At Harley. Not anything we've seen from the last Suicide Squad or the last Birds of Prey.
Oh, that movie.
Not the Birds of Prey movie.
I think I fast forward through that movie.
I started to. After a while, it just said, okay, where's the action?
It was awful.
It really was.
Asking for hair bands in the middle of or hair ties in the middle of a fight and stuff.
That I can understand. I mean, your hair's big in your face. And yeah, hair tie. It was the other writing, and the storyline itself was just weak.
Yeah.
And stupid. They didn't do a good job of it.
Oh yeah, and the Batgirl, the super cool silent Batgirl from the comics that is a little fat Asian girl that looks nothing like or behaves nothing like the
Yeah, she didn't do anything.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
Yeah.
Like you took a character who was awesome and destroyed her in 3 seconds.
Mm-hmm. Welcome to
Nothing
Hollywood.
against the actor, actress, or whatever you want to, whatever they actor.
I feel like we're at the point where you never have to qualify that anymore, because that's just like the the annoying a-hole on Twitter's go-to. They're like, "Oh, you hate this actor," and it's like, no.
They
Your
took the
your
character.
dumb argument is established. I never have to acknowledge it again. I'm never complaining about the actor unless the actor's an a-hole.
Yeah, that's just not the character at all.
Yeah.
But this movie, it was very enjoyable. James Gunn knows how to write movies, especially comedies with superheroes in them. Like the first two Guardians are fantastic.
There's only first two.
Well, there's a third one coming.
Supposedly.
The only two Guardians movies were awesome. I loved them.
Mm-hmm.
And this one, I loved it too. I mean, even he did a good job. It's like he understands the characters a lot more than the other directors who let the studios walk all over them and tell them what they want from the movies. Instead, he does whatever the fuck he wants and puts the characters out there as they are.
I don't know about the situation with how much they changed the first one, but
I had to read about it. I had to go and do some digging.
But the
studio changed a lot.
Oh, sure. But it seems like so you had the Suicide Squad trailer, the first one, the original. The trailer came out or whatever. Right. And then Thor Love and Thunder had their trailer come out. And that was so like upbeat compared to the dark Suicide Squad one that I think they were like, we need to make this fun like Marvel, and that's what I think screwed everything over.
Yeah, they decided to make it into a comedy. So they put in the music.
Or was it Guardians?
It was Guardians. They changed the music. They changed a lot of stuff from what David Ayer had envisioned, and they made it into a fucking comedy right off the bat.
So they basically... Good. He was pissed.
They just changed everything that he saw and envisioned for the movie. But I still think that was a shit fucking movie because that movie was not what the Suicide Squad is about. That was a fucking Justice League. Well, kind of. They're supposed to survive. If they don't fulfill the mission, then they die. It doesn't matter if they live through the mission or not, as long as they complete the mission. That's what that's why they call it Suicide Squad. Gotcha. But the villain they fought was a Justice League villain, not a fuck. That was a fucking epic.
So was Starro.
It stayed on the island.
So
this thing was in the middle of a fucking wherever.
They wanted to originally copy Guardians being bonkers, so now they basically got the guy that made Guardians. So I assume he has way more freedom to do whatever now, just based on that.
Well, I mean, David Ayer is not a fucking like schmuck to come in directing. It's not like this was his first acting gig or anything. He should have had more control over his fucking movie, but apparently he didn't.
I don't know what it's like for directors anymore. I can't imagine that it's any good.
No.
I feel like the studios are all uber controlling a-holery.
Yeah, so if you're the director, I feel like you have to be the director, the executive producer, a producer, fucking the second director.
So I think I've heard that actually, that you have to do like multiple things just to have control.
Right. And I think I absolutely believe how that is, because that's pretty much what it's turning into.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have to be like an executive producer.
Was in control of how the film came out. They had control of the look, the feel, everything, because they were the directors and they were trying to get that out of the actors.
Yeah.
And then you had your like set designers and art directors who like took the director's vision and made it possible.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's like everybody's on their own. Like, you go do this, and I want it look this way. Yeah, from the studio head, and it's like, you're going to direct it this way, and it has to be done like this.
Yeah, that was like someone mentioning like freaking Bob Iger giving notes to Jon Favreau on the Mandalorian, and it's like, you're the CEO. You hired him to do this job. Go do CEO crap. the hell's wrong with you?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Like, all right, you want to direct this? Here you go. You direct.
Yeah, might as well try. You're already
Or get
sticking your nose in everybody else's crap.
Or go get a fucking puppet and you do it and have them fucking puppet it.
Yeah.
But what are you gonna do?
Nothing.
Exactly. So, Suicide Squad. It was fun.
That's
A lot of
good.
people died. It was gory. I like
Yeah, I heard that.
gory.
I heard there's a lot of gore and there's boobs, and it's surprising to see both.
Yeah. Right off the bat, the movie just starts with like gore, and it's great. It sets the whole tone. The opening opens with gore, and it just sets the whole tone for the movie, and you're like, yes.
Nice.
Yeah, and it's fun, and you're enjoying every minute of it. There's nothing that felt off. Like none of the characters felt like they weren't being their characters. Let's say. So,
I've been
enjoyable.
I've been debating it whether I'm gonna try. I don't know. Is it on streaming on HBO now?
On HBO. Yeah, it came out the same day. So I watched it anyway. So it was good.
A lot of times it's finding time to do that.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out how I watched all these movies this week, and I was like, oh yeah, I didn't sleep a lit, but.
Yeah, I usually end up watching a movie in parts now. Like Masters, I started, and then it got late, and I turned it off. And then this afternoon, I made it a point to sit down and watch the last half of it.
Yeah, I realized I started doing that more and more once I hit 40.
Yeah? Well, yeah. So it's your fault.
Probably.
I don't know. It's weird. And like I'll be here on my days where I'm working from home, and then Andrea will be watching stuff, and she keeps getting up to go do something for like 10 minutes and then come back and keep watching. And I'm like, what the heck are you doing? And then I realized I've been doing basically the same thing. Yeah. I'd be sitting there watching it. I'm like, ooh, I should go get my box of superheroes and mess with those. Ooh, where's that figure at? Oh,
yeah,
what was in that book?
Yeah, exactly. So I just leave all my guys out now. It's like, fuck it.
I don't have room for that. I would love to have a toy room. Just a table of everything.
Yeah, that's all this is.
I'm jealous.
The kid knocks the table and everything falls over, and I'm like, fuck.
Oh, I do that on the desk with some of the stuff I have. I'll stand up and bang my knee and everything drops.
Yeah, but that's okay. This is already a mess with there's like a pile of weapons like right over here there's guys standing on top of everything. There's like a Lego set over here that's covered in people.
The humanity.
There's a skull bird. The Flash is running across the skull.
Skull bird.
Yeah, I'll just knock some shit over.
On purpose? Oh, is that real?
No. But it's
got a lizard thing.
It's got the time equation for time travel.
From what?
Paradox-free time travel from Futurama, the first movie.
And it's in a bird's skull?
Yeah, I thought that was a safe place to keep it.
So you put it in there?
Yes.
I find that amazing, and I'm jealous. Is that for like your gecko lizard or whatever?
Yeah, but he's too big for it now, so I had to take it out so he didn't get stuck in it.
That's the kind of thing you die and people are going through your stuff and they're like, what the frick?
Exactly. They're going to be like, motherfucker had the time fucking equation the whole time.
Or they'll be like asking their math friend and they'll be like, do you know what this is? And they're like, it's a bunch of nonsense, but looks cool.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, I've been trying to figure it out for 4 years now.
Yeah. I thought it was funny.
I like it.
Thank you.
I thought from the
It was
first-
11000011.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Oh my
But-
god! I just hit the wrong button.
When the Harlem Globetrotters come in, they
Mhm.
write it out on the board, and that's what I copied.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, because I was gonna say, wasn't it like a tattoo that sends Bender into a fit? It's like a tattoo on someone's butt.
It's on Fry's butt, and it's just 110011110001 over and over again.
Nice. Yeah, but then he starts going.
No, yeah, he pushes the antenna down and he travels in time
Mm,
because he's the only one that would survive because it's a one-way time travel. You can't come back. So if you go 500 years in the past, you have to come back this long way.
well, that was like the very last one of the last episodes when they brought the series back, not the movies. After the movies,
Right.
one of the very last ones was they're going forward through time
Oh my
in
god,
like
I love that.
in like
one.
a car or something, and then they accidentally go too far, and then they're like,
The professor's like pulling the wheel. Almost there. Wah!
yeah. And then at the end, they're like, "Oh, time's cyclical," and
Yeah.
they just come
They
right
just
back around.
back around.
Yes, it's as I thought.
Yeah. And then the
Yeah.
very last episode was
Fry and
Fry
Leela.
stopping time for like hundreds of years, and then
Hmm.
like, you want to do it again? Okay, and then you just go right back into it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's good stuff. That was good writing. Some of them were shit,
those are like the two I remember the most.
except from the last season. Yes, and they were
Yeah.
good, but there was only like a handful that were good, and the rest were like, why the fuck are you continuing to do this?
I don't know. I recently got season 5 on DVD. For some reason, like season 6, everywhere I see it listed, it's super expensive.
Hmm.
That happens. I need to get like the last like 3 seasons.
What
So
did they
they-
go up to?
I think 8.
Oh, did it? Yeah, I think you're right.
And then I'll have the first 4 seasons, all the movies, and then the rest of them.
Such a good series.
Yeah, it was one of my favorites for a very long time, and I would just put them on constantly.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
the way people quote The Simpsons, I used to quote Futurama.
Futurama. Yep.
And I was cool with it and where it ended with the Devil's Hands are idle playthings, and him playing the holophoner terribly at the very end. And she's like, "Play it again, Fry." And you're like, "Oh, that's a sweet moment." And then it's just done.
Yep.
It's like you could have left it there. It would have
Yeah.
been a nice little compact 4-season thing.
Yeah, but I like the movies. All 4 movies were great. I thought they were fun.
I need to go back and watch them.
It was what they did after the movies that I thought were like cheesy, and they were like just jumping the shark.
Yeah, when they brought the season 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, and season 8 was just. It had a lot of good. It had the better episodes, I believe, after the movies. You had that one time travel one, the season, the series finale, and then you had like the one where the professor is like, "I don't want to live on this planet anymore."
I don't
That
remember.
was a good one. And they go to another planet, and then they just like recreate life all over again with nanobots.
That sounds familiar.
That one was good. There's a few handful ones in there that were really good, but then the rest of the season was like, "What the fuck is this shit?
Mm,
You're just trying to be crazy."
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
With
Speaking of
blackjack
crazy-
and hookers.
Fucking Cartoon Network. I caught it when I was up in Jacksonville for a week. That shit is bonkers. I remember when it used to be like anime and like
Yeah,
maybe
Toonami.
Yeah, you had Toonami and maybe an odd show here and there. Now
Yeah.
it's just completely odd shows. And,
Yeah.
I just don't get it.
Yeah, I at least
don't-
liked the 90s versions with like cartoon and stuff, and Dexter and Two Stupid Dogs. I liked their experimental type stuff they did back then, but now it's like everything's a goddamn jelly bean character and everything is stupid, and then there's commercials telling you to be more woke, and it's like, just stop.
Yeah. The one show I caught was like Two Birds, Toucan or Tuco and Birdie.
No idea. I stopped paying attention
was
to it.
Fucking weird. The artwork reminds me of 12-Ounce Mouse, but instead of done by a 4-year-old, it's done by like a 12-year-old.
That's not always an improvement.
No.
I've met some 30-year-olds that draw like they're 12-year-olds.
And yeah, it was just odd. I couldn't understand. Like the bird, like one bird was like, I'm just sitting here playing like it was basically Warcraft. Like, and then the other bird like comes home and she's like, all right, you play your Warcraft, I'm just gonna go clean something, and she went and masturbated. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Was this on like Adult Swim?
Yeah, it was Adult Swim.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Why is this bird masturbating while this other bird's fucking playing World of Warcraft? I don't get it. I'm like, I guess I gotta watch from the beginning.
It's all garbage. It's all garbage now.
It's just weird. I was like, okay, where's the anime? I want to see some like wholesome anime.
Wholesome anime. Chop his head off.
That's pretty fucking sad when you need to watch some anime that's like to get back in near.
Do you remember in the 90s where if you watched anime, everybody just assumed you were watching porn?
Porn? Yeah.
I miss those days. I miss there being 5 weirdos that like anime.
Yeah. It was like either porn or you like blood because they're just full of blood.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, yeah, what's your point?
Yeah.
I am watching porn and I'm watching blood.
I like boobs and blood. What do you want from me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 90s anime was amazing.
Yeah, I like when it was all full. Maybe it still is. Maybe I just haven't watched enough. When it was, I really like 80s, the look of the 80s stuff, because it's like full on background paintings and everything is hand drawn.
Ghost in the Shell, Appleseed.
Akira is like. Akira is like in insanity levels of detail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was one that they changed completely.
Like from the book?
Yeah. The book was... Well, the book is... Each book is like that thick and there's like 8 of them.
Yeah.
And there's so much backstory that they skip over in the movie, but the movie is still amazing in its own right. They did a good fucking job of it.
The concept art for the movie, I'm just like
floored. Thank God that's been canceled again by Hollywood.
Oh yeah, they're not doing a movie.
No, I can't. I can't remember why. I saw something the other day and I was like, "Woo!"
Yeah, someone.
Because some director like moved on or did something, or the guy who would.
There's a couple of people who've heard on YouTube. They're like, we're at a point where it's like, you pray that they don't want to make something of your favorite property.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, I would really like to see a Gundam movie.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, that's one of those shows that I'm like, I would like to actually sit and watch some of those. I have no idea where to start.
Gundam, Mobile Suit Gundam. That's where you start. It's from 1978. And it is horrible. Here's the great thing.
Great.
Here's the great thing, though. With all of the spin-offs and everything in other multiverses, like you got Gundam Seed, you've got Gundam, you've got all these other Gundams, Gundam Wing. It doesn't matter which one you pick up to watch because they're all in their own universe.
They're all separate.
There's a chunk where it takes place from the one that came out in 78. There's a good chunk of Universal Century movies and TV shows that follow that storyline. Then you've got all these other things that are just their own thing. They just have Gundams in them, though. They're all Mexicans, basically. Which is fun.
Yeah.
if you just want to have a good time and like watch robots fighting each other or mech suits fight against each other, G Gundam is
Yeah.
probably one of the best.
It's the only one I have here.
Yeah, Bazooka.
The rhino looking one.
Yeah,
I
love
don't
him.
have any of his weapons.
There's a couple on Netflix right now. Gundam Unicorn is really good.
What is that? Tail.
It's like 6
Does
episodes.
it look like this guy?
No, he looks like this guy. That's
Ew.
Gundam Unicorn.
Weird.
He's a badass.
Weird.
And that takes place after everything that happened with the first Gundam, so that's that same universe.
Hmm.
Just like 30 years later type thing.
Gotcha. I'm gonna have to research.
And then there's another one on Netflix, Iron-Blooded Orphans. And that's fun.
Why are these kids so heavy?
And it's always kids flying these fucking Gundams.
Sure, why not?
It's always fucking kids.
Yeah.
So whatever, like if you watched Gundam Seed, it's the same story from 1978 Gundam. They just like updated it and put new shit into it and changed, but it's the same fucking story. And if you watch Gundam Seed 2, which I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head for some reason, like the second season, it's the exact same fucking story, just a different fucking kid.
Weird.
Then there's Gundam 00. That's good stuff too. But it's the same fucking story. They just changed a few things here and there to make it its own original shit. But they still keep the same. Like, it takes a kid to beat the fucking.
Oh, well, it's Japan. It's always a kid.
Exactly. It's always a kid.
It's always a high school kid.
But it's fun, and it's I like giant robots.
Nice. So we should start wrapping this up because my wife is imprisoned. That's no Gundam.
No, you want Gundam. There's Gundam 0078.
Yeah, I like that one. I bent my Wookiee. So anyway.
All right, go let your women out of prison.
Folks, if you watch this long, I want to ask that you like and subscribe.
Yes.
Yeah, like the video, subscribe to the channel, follow Steve on Instagrammy if you want. He's at SJP Second Toys.
I'm not Grandpa.
He's not Grandpa. I'm not Grandpa. My hip. If you want to follow my comic, hopefully crowdfunding soon, Smacked in the Head, the animated series. We are at the real Smacked in the Head. I haven't updated in a little bit, but nobody's following me anyway, so it's kind of a push. Yeah,
we
follow me
missed our
there.
year anniversary, didn't we?
For this?
Yeah.
What, has it been a year?
Yeah.
Oh. All right, well, maybe next week.
All right.
All right, I'm going to go eat a cheeseburger and...
Oh, yeah, it's dinner time for you. My
I'm
asleep. I think I'm going to
hungry.
go drink more beer.
Oh,
and,
lucky you.
I got to drive to Jacksonville tomorrow morning.
I'm sorry.
So I'm going to get drunk and go pass out.
That's the spirit.
Yeah!
Yo,
Not really.
Joe.
Not really. I think I'm just going to go.
You're going to pull a Duke whenever you pass out at night. And it's like, yo, Joe. He's in a coma. Just pull the snake out of his heart.
Yep.
Duke's heart does the Han Solo head shift.
No.
Anyway. All right. Thanks for watching. Thanks for interacting.
Yes. And communications.
And
Enjoy.
communication.